You know, I remember showing someone a screenshot of me playing some GoldenEye Doom Deathmatch, which yes, exists. And they responded by saying, there's a Doom version of everything. And you know, they might be right. Doom mods have covered a surprising amount of genres, fighting games, sports, asymmetric multiplayer, life simulation, and even first-person shooter. So what about racing? In a vehicle sense. You won't catch me up against the gods in Jump Maze anytime soon. Honestly, I couldn't find much interesting for general racing, but there were a lot of mods that attempted to replicate Mario Kart, which to be fair is probably the most popular racing game series out there. So how does a kart racer with items translate to Doom? Well, let's see what we got to work with.
Bingo! Bye-bye!
Doomware is one of the coolest multiplayer mods out there. You and a group of other players, or bots if you're alone like me that doesn't feel like waiting for a server to get full where everyone just wants to play complex Doom and Mega Man, go through a series of random minigames that will most likely last about 10 seconds each, all in order to see who gets the most points by the end of the game. It's super genius, and some of these minigames are extremely creative and clever, when it's not just mashing a button. Among these minigames you can encounter are a set of Mario Kart tracks. There's a basic track, an extremely short zigzag, and a pretty lengthy Rainbow Road recreation. You drive with mouse 1 and you turn with the mouse as well. It's kind of slippery because you have some insane acceleration, but it is fully functional. And the other maps have little shortcuts and ramps, which you aren't seeing because I could only get this minigame to show up. Yeah, sorry, I spent like half an hour playing this with a bot trying to get the other kart levels, but I couldn't. Which definitely goes to show you just how many minigames are in this.
Bingo! Bye-bye!
Another minigame mod, and unlike Doomware, this is most certainly a forgotten mod. I'll get to talking about this mod overall another day. This is similar to Stupid LMS, or Icon of Party, or Idiotic LMS, except for its Mega Man 8-bit Deathmatch, which is still Doom, so don't talk to me. As such, and unlike Doomware, all minigames are separate maps. So here we are at the racing one. This is only here because I remember playing this with people distinctly. It's a little racetrack that you just hold strafe and try to cut corners. It's kind of funny with a lot of people, it's super unbalanced. So I know what you're thinking, Spacey, there aren't any karts, I thought you said vehicle racing, this isn't Mario Kart, man. Well yeah, but what if I told you this has Mario Kart items? But Spacey, I'm sure the other mods you're gonna look at have items too. No, they don't. This is the only one with Mario Kart items. So what do we got? We got the search snakes as green shells, homing magnets as red shells, E-tanks as mushrooms, and even a golden E-tank for a golden mushroom. I don't think the items can kill, but they do stun briefly, much like Mario Kart. So hey, even though doing 3 laps of this is pretty rough, this is the only one that had even attempted items, which is kind of sad. Hey Spacey, these aren't true kart racing mods. This video was a waste of time. Hey man, calm down. You start small and get big, so let's get big.
Bingo!
This is probably the one you were expecting to see first and foremost. This was a mod with a lot of hype behind it. It began life as a racing mod by this guy named Gooberman, but the code was then transferred over to Z-Kart. When you hear Doom meets Mario Kart, this is what you picture, so let's check it out. So I guess I'll pull the bead down and say this is an extremely early demo to a mod that will probably never get finished. Yeah, sorry. You get to select between a large selection of Doom characters, all chibi-ized, and put in little goat carts, and it's really cute. I'm surprised there isn't a Caco Demon though. There's a pretty decent amount of tracks to choose from too. So I started the first track and I got slapped with some errors and the AI wouldn't move. Yes, this mod has AI. So I figured I should use an older version of GZ Doom, which I then opened only to remember I used this version of GZ Doom to do a gag about graphics in my Hexen video. It may be hard to tell, but I still got the same error. Oh, an older version of Z Doom. So then I tried to play it on Xandronum, but it didn't work out. So oh well, let's just talk about how this plays. You can choose to move with left or right, or using the mouse. I found mouseless to be a lot more bearable. This mod is hard to control, the camera whacks out all the time, and using boost makes it impossible to turn. Yes, right clicking will use a boost, it's not that helpful unless you are on a straightaway. This is when you have to play slow pace rather than holding down accelerate. I can appreciate these mods that have vehicle friction and acceleration though. It doesn't just play like running around as a Doom guy with a vehicle skin. Anyways, the first level was neat. It was basically E1M8 as a kart level. I chose the Pinky Demon for the second course, which was definitely a mistake. Believe it or not, these characters have different stats, slow as hell or normal. Pinky Demon was a drag, but the level was neat. It was basically E2M1. There was a shortcut I tried to take but missed it. It was at this point I realized just how boring the Doom 2 soundtrack has gotten after all these years. And so I turned on some Less Than Jake, man. It made the experience so much better. Did you know a lot of ska bands were affected when the genre began to die out? Like, there are these Less Than Jake songs that the mainstream version removed the horns from the song. Like, horns were being taken away from ska. I guess it just wasn't cool anymore, but it's pretty dumb. Ska and punk were all about saying screw the normalities, you know? Yet ska started following trends, man. You'd be surprised just how political ska, reggae, punk, and all that were back then. They were really like against the government, against the war, you know all that? I had a whole part of the script talking about the potential rise of vaporwave ska, you know, ska wave, vapor ska, but then I realized none of this has anything to do with Doom. But this is just the kind of stuff that crosses my mind when I listen to Doom music while piloting a slow character. The third level is when things start cooking though, based off E3M1. First thing I noticed was this cool stage intro that showed off a bit of the stage, and then the 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then wow, working AI? That's pretty cool, man. Nice map too. Next map is based off Entryway from Doom 2. And I think it's a step up in quality. There are multiple paths to take, and I don't know, it's a lot more open. The camera didn't get caught as much. Also, peep the Scallianos. I like this one. Next one is based off Wolfenstein, a lot more cramped, and I decided to pick the Spider Mastermind for this because I thought the sprite was funny. Well, I couldn't seem to get past this incline, which made me think I just wasn't going fast enough, but when an AI mastermind attempted to climb and got stuck too, the picture became clear. Very short level overall. This map based off the Icon of Sin is probably the best one. I don't know how I feel about falling and getting stuck, but the visuals and the whole idea is really cool. Also some nice straightaways to get some speed, man. And some neat gimmicks like this elevator part. This is also the first time I noticed the AI getting stuck though. In fact, most of them just fell into this pit. The final map here is kind of non-existent. It appears to be not based off anything and is really short. I'm not sure how the waypoints in this work, but without the invisible walls you can kind of just cut the whole track. There's also on this track I discovered that one of the locked characters is Dopefish in a cart, which is awesome. And another locked character being Corvus from Heretic in a cart, which is awesome. That's kind of everything with this mod. I don't know what happened with this mod, but development didn't seem to last too long, which is weird considering this all-star list of people supposedly working on this project. You know, honestly, it's not uncommon for mods like this to just die. Speaking of which... Man, I remember when this was announced. Death Race definitely isn't Mario Kart, but there's racing and items. It was made by Catastrophe, who has made other great mods like Black People vs. Cops, which I've actually played online with other people. It's about as bad as you think. I think he made a hide and seek mod I also remember playing. Oh, Super Demon! That one was cool! Yeah, anyways, this looked cool. It had items too, more destructive ones, so I guess it'd be more similar to something like Jack X maybe? Don't say Twisted Metal, that's not a racing game.
Bingo, bye-bye.
Here's something randomly I found on Sandrinum. I originally thought this was just Z-Kart and Lord of D-Colon was trying to pull a fast one, but I think this was original. I think I still see Lord of D-Colon sometimes in like a zombie horde server. A lot of these guys are rare nowadays, but they used to be around a lot. But yeah, you know, nothing much here. I guess items were planned, but there was only a couple screenshots, so whatever. Hey man, I know it seems like I'm grasping for dicks, but that's because I saved a special one for last. I found this one by complete accident, because I was interested in doing an episode on Dumero's mods, specifically his digital arcade Mortal Kombat servers. These are nuts by the way, but there's like no preservation for these mods. I tried typing MK on the All Fear the Sentinel site, and I found something spectacular. I don't know who made this, I could not find who made this, but this is Mario Kart, and it's probably the best one. You can drive with the mouse, left and right keys are an option, but it just errors out, but it controls great, no weird camera, no sliding into walls. It looked weird at first, but I just needed to get my FPS set to 30 and we were good. There's a surprising amount of courses here, recreations of Mario Kart levels in Doom, a lot of 64 stuff, like Koopa Beach and Luigi Circuit. They even got the whole Peach Castle and Royal Raceway. I don't know about the hanging bodies, but it still looks good. Yeah, Mario is the only character here, no items or anything. If you press mouse 1, you get bombarded by Mario taunts, and you have to play with a bot for this, so I actually had to turn the sound off, it got so bad. Yeah, from music to presentation to gameplay, this is a hit. There's not much to say really about this, it's just Mario Kart and Doom to the barest degree, and yeah, I guess it's unfinished. It's also playable through normal Doom, which for some reason the difficulty is set to an unchangeable ultra violence and you start with only 10 HP. I tried to beat Entryway for like 30 minutes and gave up. Who knows, maybe that will be stream worthy. I don't know who made this, but hey, good stuff, guy. So just mini games and unfinished stuff. Well, that's depressing. If only there was a way to play an amazing, godlike, perfect kart racer in a Doom engine. Hit it. Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart, man. I just made a video on it. It's absolutely the greatest kart racer ever made. Hundreds of courses, characters, items, everything. But spacey. This isn't really Doom, this is Sonic. I'm not gonna play no Sonic Kart. What am I, for? You gonna try and convert me, huh, Spacey? I've seen your art. What's next? You gonna get me to play Memoirs of Magic? You can't fool me. Then what, get me to screw a robot? Okay, man. Listen, stupid. This is the Doom engine, and take a look at this. Boom. There's your Doom guy, baby. He's a vanilla character too. If you want to play Doom Mario Kart, here you go. If you want to play the greatest kart racer ever made, here you go. It's got online, and it's crisp. Well, that's that for that. I guess at the end of this all, I've come to my senses that I've become senseless.